to your Pilates class for today. For today, we are focusing all on simple movement and really satisfying movement. And if you're anything like me, you may start your day or finish your day just wanting to feel a little bit better than you have been. And there's times that I come to my mat and I just don't want to do anything elaborate. I don't want to do anything fancy. I just want movement to serve me and to make me feel the way that I want to feel. So that's what this class is all about. Really simple movement, but when you leave the mat, you are gonna feel amazing in your body. Stand a little taller, breathe a little easier, and just feel like your mood has shifted. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you get started with me, and all you're gonna do is start off on your back. So we're gonna lie all the way down. And I want you to start here just finding that neutral spine in your body, taking a moment on your mat to kind of collect yourself and feel out any kinks, tweaks, pains in your body, and just notice them, acknowledge them. And then from there, take a nice deep inhale and float your arms to the ceiling. Feel your rib cage broaden on the mat. Exhaling out the air, feel the ribs narrow. Inhale, we'll take the arms back. Exhale, we'll bring them up. Inhale, we'll reach the arms back. And exhale up. One more time like that. Inhale and exhale. This time we're going to add arm and leg. So as the right arm goes back, left leg reaches out. Exhale to bring it in. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale to bring it in. So we're working from that foundation of strong Pilates principles, nice neutral spine, deep lateral breath. And just looking for ease in the movement. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Don't cheat it either. Look for that simplicity. One more. Bring it in. Pause here. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring the left knee to tabletop. Inhale, we're gonna dip the toe away. Exhale to bring it up. Just for two more. Reach. Exhale. Feel that movement's coming from your center more than your hip. Lower it down. And then just taking the right foot up. Exhale to lift and tap it down. Trying to find ease in that movement, using the powerhouse to lift. And on this one, bring that left knee up. We're going to exhale, bring the right knee up, lower the left, lower the right. We go up, up, down, and down, up, up. Stabilizing the pelvis, staying long through our spine. And then reverse, so right, left, down, and down. Right, left, just a little knee march. And right, hold it. Take your hands on your knees, pull them in toward your body, and then just little hip circles. You want to think about your femur, it's your thigh bone, and like it's a giant spoon, and you're stirring way down deep into the socket of your hip. Our hips really hold tension without us realizing it, and we want to just release that tension. And then reverse it. Take that circle another direction. Just ease, right? Find ease. Don't worry about form so much. Don't worry about all the things. Just find where it feels good. Give those knees a little hug, and then come up into a tabletop where your knees are open about a fist distance apart. Feel those ribs pull down towards the mat. The spine is nice and long. Reach those arms to the ceiling. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, all I want you to do is reach the left leg out, the right arm goes back, and then pull it in. And I want you to think of your body almost like a rubber band. So we reach to this lengthened stretch position, and then it snaps back in almost effortlessly, right? If you let go of a rubber band, it just snaps back. Same idea here. One more for each. Bring it in, hug the knees, and take your tiptoes to your mat. Your heels stay lifted. Open your arms wide on your mat. Your palms are turned up toward the sky. On your inhale, dip your knees away from me, keeping your shoulders on the mat. Then exhale to come back to center. Inhale, take it over to the other side. Exhale first to bring the knees up. And if this feels too simplistic for today, you can absolutely increase your challenge here by just bringing your knees up into tabletop and doing tabletop rotations. I'm gonna stay with my toes on the mat for today. Just finding that beautiful twist in our spine. You might get a few little bonus pops in your back. Last time, reach it over, come to center, perfect. And set your feet nice and firm into the ground here. Take your hands down by your side, and for today, turn your palms up and feel your shoulders open. Feel your collarbone get wide. As you exhale, we go right up into our bridge. Again, the whole point of this workout is finding that simplicity in our movement and just really satisfying movement. And I feel like bridge is just one of those really satisfying movements. It feels so good. It opens up the fronts of the hips. It works or starts to trigger through the glutes and the bum. And that individual roll down or that segmentation of our spine feels amazing. This is one of the best things you could do for your back if you sit at a desk or drive a lot for work. One of the best, most simple exercises you could do at the end of the day to decompress the spine. Let's do one more. Rolling it all the way down. From here, I want you to take a breath, and as you exhale, draw your chin to your chest. Use your hands to help you roll all the way up to seated. Now we're going to go into rolling like a ball, and again, another favorite of mine for just kind of increasing that blood flow in your whole body and just feeling good. You're going to hold on to your shins, hug your heels in toward you, tuck back behind your tailbone. Find as round a position as possible. Shoulders are on our back. Find that balance. Exhale at the air as you go to your shoulder blades. And inhale, finding the balance again. And again, find that ease of movement. Try not to fight with your own body. Try to find ways to make the movement even simpler. How can it be even simpler? A lot of times in Pilates, especially because it's a form-centric practice, people will ask, well, am I doing it the right way? Is this right? Am I in the proper form or alignment? And while alignment is important and form is important, it's not the most important. And we really want to get away from thinking about wrong movement, and we really want to think more about efficient movement. That's really where we want to get to in our practice. Pause here, set your feet down, slide your hips back, and open your legs about the width of your mat. Now I want you to actually grab your tush, pull any extra flesh out of the way so you can feel very firmly that you are on top of your pelvis. You're right on those ischial tuberosities, which are your sit bones. And then from there, stack your spine up tall. Now if you feel any tendency or pulling in the hips to force you into a round back position, just bend those knees. Again, find ways that you can get more at ease in your body here. Reaching those arms out in front, turn the palms down and allow the shoulders to stay on your back. We go into our spine stretch forward. Exhale to dive towards those toes, but keep pulling back around the waist. And inhale to rebuild. Now, something I've really enjoyed lately, and you can go there with me if it feels good for you, is allowing my chin to roll in and get this beautiful flexion through my neck. I've just been finding a lot of those muscles in the neck and up into the base of my skull are very tight and tense, and I carry a lot of stress in my traps and up through there. So on this one, really just enjoying that forward flexion feels really good. Flex those feet, get a little stretch in the hamstrings. One more. Exhale. Again, find that ease. You're just floating back up. Open the arms wide, turn the palms to the front. Exhale, rotate towards me for saw. We reach for 1, 2, 3. Stack the spine. You float your way back up. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Float. And lift the chest. Really think about that spine rebuilding nice and tall like building blocks. One more. Bring it up. find center. And then from here, just because we can, let's go ahead and open the inner thigh. You're gonna draw your left foot in towards that right inner thigh, and I want you to kind of slightly rotate your body more towards your left knee than your right leg. I'll turn towards you so you can see what's going on here. Again, make sure that you're right up on the pelvis here. Feel free to bend this knee if you need to, and then rotate yourself a little bit more towards that left side. Take your fingertips down to frame your left knee. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine. Feel the tendency for that right hip to want to pop up. Relax it down. And then exhale, we slowly fold forward towards that left leg. And think about reaching out through your right heel, just feeling a little release through that inner thigh. Good. Rocking back, sitting up tall, and we'll take it up just a notch. So I want you to come up onto your left knee, open to the side. So you turned your right foot down to the instep. And then you're gonna go ahead and sit your hips slightly back here, almost like you're gonna sit down. Have your hands there for support, and breathe into that inner thigh. Good. And again, find where you feel the most release, right? Play with the movement a little bit. See where you need it to be. And coming out of it. Let's switch to the other side. So we're gonna sit up tall, extend that left leg out, right foot hooks in, lengthen up, energy through the heel, and then rotate towards the right knee. Fingertips frame the knee, and exhale, walk yourself out. And again, watch, there's a tendency, I'm always super tight in my inner thighs, so I have a lot of tendency for this hip to pop up. I'm gonna try to encourage it to stay heavy, finding length in my spine. And the more that I turn my toes away from me, the more I feel that stretch in the inner thigh. And walking ourselves back up, come up onto your knee. And we've got the instep, the inside of our left foot on the mat now. And we're just gonna crouch back a little bit here, as if you're just gonna sit right down onto that foot, and you can if that feels good for you. Again, try not to round or cave in the shoulders and the back, find length. And just breathe into it. Breathe into that inner thigh, breathe into all those muscles that get super tight, don't get a lot of love. And slowly coming out of it. Now I want you to go ahead and cross your ankles. And sitting up nice and tall for me, let's go ahead and do a little bit of circles for our pelvis. So I want you to hold onto your kneecaps, exhale to rock backwards, and then circle yourself around. And take it back. And again, these are just to be free. Just enjoy the movement. And one more pause here. And we're gonna switch. Circle it around, opposite direction. Notice if there's any catching or stickiness in the back or in your hips or your pelvis. Just breathing with your movement. Come on to center, roll the spine up, and then exhale. I want you to hinge your body forward here. So we're still right up on the pelvis, but now I've hinged forward, and I want you to reach your arms out in front. Palms are turned down. Shoulders are still on our back. As you exhale, you're gonna pull your elbows behind you, squeezing those shoulder blades. And then inhale, reach it forward. Exhale to pull back. I gather a lot of tension, like I said earlier, through my neck and traps. And I do a lot of forward motion, a lot of driving and texting and computer work. So I need to open up the chest and open up the front body. And this is one of those moves that just feels so good. Bring it back one more time. Pause here and give me tiny little squeezes like you're a nutcracker and you've got a walnut in between your shoulder blades. Squeeze it back, squeeze it back. Relax your neck, relax your traps. Try to focus all of your effort right into that center point of your back. 3, 2, 1. Then take your hands onto your mat and push into your mat as you round your spine. That counter release always feels really good. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think so. And then come onto your hands and knees. So from here, knees are right underneath your hips, palms are spread nice and wide, and I want you to take a breath and just sweep that arm closest to me up to the sky, going into a little rotation. Then we're gonna thread the needle, so take that arm, thread it through, taking it into that thoracic rotation, so good for our upper back. Breathe into that stiffness in the back. One more time. Inhale, coming up. Go into that rotation. Reach up through that arm. Oh, my body needs this. And then take it through. Bring it to center, and we do the same thing for the other side. So we start off by just opening up, reaching that arm to the sky, gazing up at it, and then exhale. Thread it through, resting on the back side of the shoulder, getting a nice twist for the spine. Again, try to find ease, relaxing into the movement, surrendering into the movement, rather than fighting it. And open it up, inhale, into that rotation. Again, this is one I do very often before bed because I find I just carry that tension in my upper back. It's so good. Could stay there for a while. Take an inhale and exhale, coming back onto all fours. From here, I want us to go into a little glute series just because it's always good to fire up through the glutes. So I want you to find that spot, not on the outside edge of your hip and not all the way to your pubic bone, but your knee is somewhere in between, right? That left knee lines up somewhere in between. Then we find our right leg extending out, finding length through the crown of the head, and on the exhale, we float that right leg up off the mat. Very simple movement, very basic movement, but I want you to see if you could be a little bit more efficient for today with this by thinking about the inner thigh and the outer thigh equally lifting at the same time. So the way I like to think about this is before I lift, I squeeze my inner thigh just a little bit, as if I were gonna close my legs. And it allows that inner thigh to fire up. And I imagine like my leg is almost like a puppet on strings. I imagine two strings on the inner thigh and the outer thigh being pulled towards the sky. And it really fires up the hamstring and the bum. Reach through that leg, reach to the crown of your head. One more, and I want you just to hold it. Draw the abdominals in, firm up through your center. You don't have to do crunches to work your core. And then float that left arm out. Hold it here, reaching through. Find length in the arm, find length in the leg, but most importantly, find that length in your center. And then just breathe. Breathe into it. And slowly bring it down, but I want you to bring your right knee in and cross it over your left. So we're kind of pretzel-y here. Just hang with me for a second. And I want you to shift your weight back. Feeling that stretch through the hips. And inhale, coming forward. Exhale. So feet are kind of going opposite directions from each other. We exhale, shift the weight back. And inhale, forward. One more. Exhale. This is one that's like, I don't know if I like it. But as you come out of it, you're like, oh yeah, I do like that one. That feels good. And bring the knees together. Again, lining up for the other side. So the right knee is somewhere in between the pelvis, not all the way on the outside of the hip, not all the way to the inner thigh, but right in the middle. That's like that sweet spot for balance. Neck is long, spine is long. Extend the left leg. Exhale to lift. Again, looking for that ease of movement here. If there's a part of your body that's not feeling at ease, right? So oftentimes we gather tension, over-gather tension. Like, for example, your wrists maybe. Maybe your wrists are really feeling this and it's just really uncomfortable. Try to ease off of those. See if you could shift your weight slightly back. Squeeze with your fingertips just a little bit on the mat. creating a suction cup-like effect. Really feeling that the muscles of your arms are working even more than your wrists to stabilize you. Find that center, find those abdominals. They're on, they're working, right? Everything working to make it efficient. And again, that inner thigh cue, just think about squeeze the inner thigh just a little bit before you lift. One more. Hold it here. Draw those abs in and stretch out through that right arm, finding length. Can you reach through your toes a little further? Can you open your knee a little wider? Find length through your center. Find length through that thoracic spine where we just stretched and rotated a moment ago. Use that inner thigh to lift your leg. Hold. Deep breath in. And let it all out. Bring your hand down. Cross your left leg in front of your right. Splay your feet apart. And exhale, just sink back into that hip stretch. And inhale, ease your way out of it. Exhale to sink back. And inhale. One more. And inhale. Beautiful. Uncross or unpretzel those legs. And I want you to come all the way down onto your stomach. And go ahead and bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Your elbows are in, kind of nestled close to your ribs. Bring your forehead to your mat. And again, feel that energy through your spine, lengthening out. As you exhale, fire up the muscles of the legs so they're reaching in opposition. Feel your abdominals firm underneath you. And on your inhale, allow your head to lift. Imagine you're rolling a tiny marble with your nose on your mat. And you're just going to slightly roll it away towards the edge of the mat. And exhale, bring it back to a hover. Inhale, roll that marble away. Exhale, bring it back. Now as you roll that marble away, feel your elbows cinch in a little bit tighter toward your body. Think about your elbows being heavy into the mat here. One more. Reaching it up, pausing here. Take a breath, and as you exhale, see if you can float the elbows off the mat. Inhale, bring them back. Exhale, nothing else changes. And back. Two more. One more. Bring it in and lower it down. Well done. Use your hands to help you push away from your mat. Go ahead and fold your ankles and rock back onto your tail. I want you to bring your feet out in front of you. Take a nice deep inhale here. Bring those legs together and flex your feet for me. Take an inhale. We're going to put everything together and we're going to finish with neck pull. Very unconventional to finish with neck pull, but I just feel like after we've twisted and kind of juiced up our body, it's a great time to do something a little bit more challenging. So reach out through the heels, float the arms, take an inhale, and I want you just to shift your weight back like you're reclining in a chair. Again, find ease of this movement. And then exhale, tuck your tail, push out through those heels, roll your spine down one bone at a time. Inhale once your head is down. Exhale, sit straight back up. Inhale, we hinge. Only gonna do 4, you guys. You can do these. Exhale to roll it down. Take your time. Let it be like that bridge, nice and juicy through the spine. Exhaling up, sitting up tall. Lengthen through that spine. Find those sit bones underneath you. Lean forward a little bit more than you are leaning back. Inhale, shift the weight back, push out through your heels. Exhale, tuck your tail one little bone at a time. And exhale. Final one. We're going to make it our best. Take a breath in. Lean it back. Hold it here. Push out through those heels. Open your chest a little bit more. Reach your right arm up by the ear. Switch. Switch. Embrace that shake. Embrace that wobble. One more. Reach. Both arms out. Roll it down with control. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, come all the way back up and sit towards me. You're gonna take one foot in front of you, the other tucked behind, reach those arms out, and exhale, give yourself a nice mermaid stretch. Oh, lateral stretch feels so good. Another must-have. Try to drop that hip into the mat to keep that opposition of the stretch. So we're reaching with the arm, but heavy in the hip. Inhale, bring it up. And exhale to the opposite side. Look up towards that arm, opening or spiraling the chest towards the sky. Inhale, bring it up. This time I want you to exhale, round your spine, pull your belly back, and bring those hands toward each other. Allow the head to drop. Inhale, open. Bring it up. And exhale, take it over. Oppositional stretch, and then rotate towards the knee. You can even give it a little hug if that feels good. Inhale, open it up, and coming out. Other side. Just to even you out. Reaching up. Exhale, go into that side bend. Feels so good. Inhale, reaching up. Opposite. Spiral the chest. Try to open up as much as you can. Really think about length. Reaching from the hip up through the hand. Bring it out. This time, exhale, we take one hand down and we rotate, pulling the belly back, flexing the spine. Such a good one. I always feel a nice opening between my shoulder blades. And open. Opposite side. And rotate towards that knee. Give it a little hug. Pull the belly in. Inhale. Open it up. Take a deep breath. Just sitting comfortably for a moment here. So take a nice deep inhale. Relax the shoulders. Let your hands just rest on your legs comfortably. Let them feel heavy but awake. And take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feeling that you're grounded, but you feel a little bit energized. Your body might feel a little bit more at ease or calmer. And I want to encourage you, before you go right on to your next thing today, take a moment and stand up and feel out your body. Notice if it feels different when you're standing, or maybe lie down on your back for a moment and notice if some of those initial aches or pains that you had when you were first starting, that we first acknowledged, see if they're still there, or maybe they've dissipated a little bit. Those are the kinds of results that Pilates is brilliant for. Those instant results, which is amazing. It's amazing that you can get immediate results by just moving your body for a few minutes. So I hope you enjoy that workout. Come back to it anytime you need something that's just simple, but it's always going to be so satisfying and leave you feeling just vibrant. So have a good rest of your day or night, and I will see you back here on your mat very soon.